Good morning everyone, thank you for tuning into Yo-Yo Store Rewind. My name is T from TokYo-Yo. Today we're coming back for another yo-yo review. This is another yo-yo that was sent to me by Yo-Yo Store Rewind for review purposes. Today we're going to be talking about another yo-yo that's getting a little revitalization. Hopefully people are going to enjoy the revamping of this yo-yo. Today we're going to be looking at the YoYoFactory ROCKstar. Alright, let's get into it. Let's take a closer look at the ROCKstar. So the shape is pretty boxy. I'd say this is something like a hybrid between an H shape. It's based on the original North Star Protostar shape, of course. You see the remnants of that profile here. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those yo-yos to compare it directly to. The cup is very, very flat. In the cup here you have YoYoFactory and the name of the yo-yo. On the other side you have this pretty cool little star logo going on. And then around the cup you have a very steep but very smoothed off rise that gets all the way to the rim. There's no hint of a lip here for thumb grinds or anything like that. The material is 6061. Now I believe there was a 7075 version of this at some point. Although this yo-yo is 6061, there's something about it that does feel very high quality. It feels very smooth. Something about the blast, the way it's glossed is really, really nice. It feels quite premium actually. The feel of the yo-yo is surprisingly comfortable. I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't think I was going to like this when I saw the shape of it, but it actually fits into your hand quite well. It reminds me of a couple yo-yos that I really like, and we'll get into that in a little bit. The look of the yo-yo is very, very striking. Not only do you have the look of the Protostar and the North Star in the profile, but it's got some very clean lines. The rims are extremely thick. I think it kind of harkens back to older yo-yo designs where you put weight on the rims just by doing exactly that, just putting the weight on the rims, making these big, big rims. And I think because of that, it does have quite the unique look. Yeah, but beyond that, I mean, it does have a very classic shape and look, but I think it's got enough modern sensibility going with it that this should be an interesting throw. So why don't we talk history of the ROCKstar? This yo-yo actually came out initially about 7 years ago. And obviously the ROCKstar, as I said, is based on the North Star Protostar profile. It's a pretty classic yo-yo profile. If you look at the older versions of this, you're going to see a very, very similar shape. This one definitely does feel a little wider in the hand. It feels a little bit more ample. I haven't had a chance to touch the older versions of this yo-yo before and not really throw them. But I mean, the ROCKstar has been around for a long time. The North Star and the Protostar are also both quite talked about yo-yos, quite well loved. So it makes sense that YoYoFactory would want to kind of go back to the drawing board, redesign a little bit, and see what they could do with a few more modern sensibilities. So as I said before, this thing does feel like it plays a little bit wider, and when I first saw this, I thought it looked a bit like a DV888 but bigger, but it feels a little bit more narrow than that. It does feel boxy. The yo-yo that this reminds me most of actually in my collection is the One Drop Countach. In the profile, in the way it feels in the hand, nearly everything about it, at least to me, feels very, very much like the Countach. That sort of boxy design, that kind of classic idea of putting the weight on the rims just by making big rims. And I think that works for the design of the yo-yo quite a bit. It feels like it's a revamped version of a classic yo-yo. I was thinking this would be a little bit on the slower side, but this thing can actually move. It is a much lighter than the original. I believe the original ROCKstar was 68 grams. This is 64, just around there, 64 or so. And it definitely feels like it's lighter. With that, you've got the YoYoFactory white standard pads. They work very well, and I think because of the weight, this thing has a really, really nice snappy bind to it. It's got that really, really nice ring when you bind it. And not just that, but the acoustics of this yo-yo are really, really nice. It reminds me of like the top deck. When you throw it, it just has that like kind of wing sound. It's really cool. And when you flick it, it sounds really cool as well. But yeah, this thing plays fast, it plays light, and it plays really, really comfortable on a catch. As I said, I was really shocked because I expected it to not be comfortable because of the kind of boxy nature of it, but it's really comfortable on a hold and a catch. Because you have this real sharp descent into the gap here, it's actually really good for your whips and your slacks. No matter where the string hits, it's going to be guided right into the center of the yo-yo. Finger spins are kind of a no-no on this yo-yo because of the cup in here. Maybe if you catch it on this side, there's less of an engraving, you won't have so much problem, but the second your fingernail makes contact with this logo, it does tend to skip around a lot. But like I said, this is kind of a classic yo-yo redesigned, so I don't really think it should have finger spin capabilities in mind. I think if it did, it would really change what they were going for with the design of the yo-yo, so I think that's fine. Finger grinds are okay. You can get your finger in here and it will finger grind a little bit, but I think because of the shape, there's a lot of friction created by where it lands on your finger. So you can get them to last, but they're not going to be the longest finger grinds. But this has a really nice blast. As you can see, it's sort of like a mix between a matte and a gloss. It's extremely shiny. I guess you'd call this like a satiny finish. It feels extremely good in the hand. It feels really nice to hold. Just to catch it is really nice. It's very smooth. I've never had a painful catch with it. I don't know, this is like one of those yo-yos, I think you guys will understand what I mean. It's one of those yo-yos where you just like holding it because it just feels really nice to hold. Not just the shape, but the material. There's nothing dry about it. There's nothing ceramic-y. It just feels really comfortable. All in all, the ROCKstar was actually a really surprising yo-yo to me. Like I said, when I saw the profile, when I saw the shape, I wasn't sure what to think of it. I thought it kind of looked like a more narrow Countach, but it's actually really shocked me. I've really been enjoying this yo-yo a lot. People were telling me when I first posted my unboxing of this video, like, oh yeah, the ROCKstar is gonna be awesome, oh yeah. And I was kind of like, yeah, okay, like sure, I'm not sure about the shape though, but my expectations were completely blown away. I've been really enjoying this yo-yo a lot. So I do recommend you try it out if you get a chance. And the last section of our review, who's the YoYoFactory ROCKstar for? It is much cheaper than the original ROCKstar. I think I saw online the original ROCKstar was going for somewhere like $100, whereas this is right in the budget space. I think it's 50 or 60 right now, which I think is a really good price for this. And if you're a beginner, you may want to check it out at the shop first, see what you think of it. You might be really into the shape, or you might not. It's really going to depend on each person. For me, I really like the shape. I think it's really fun and comfortable, but if you're on the fence about it, give it a try in the shop first and see what you think. Alright boys and girls, thank you so much for watching Yo-Yo Store Rewind today. Like this video, leave us a comment, please subscribe to Yo-Yo Store Rewind, and make sure you go check me out. I'm over on TokYo-Yo, where we have reviews, discussions, interviews, unboxings, tutorials, all kinds of stuff. So go check me out on TokYo-Yo. Yo-Yo Store Rewind has an Instagram, there's one in English and Japanese, and you're also going to find me TokYo-Yo videos on Instagram as well. Alright, thanks so much for watching today. Take care, have a nice day, and sayonara.